I'd like to welcome you to another Whip It Up Wednesday Crock-Pot collaboration meal. Today I'm going to be making a garden vegetable soup. I am going to be using some of my home canned, dehydrated, frozen, etc. ingredients, as well as some other ingredients. So let's get started. I have here some of my chicken broth. I canned that in November 2017, so that's a year old or more, just a bit more than a year old. I have turkey broth that I canned in December 2017. Beside that, I have my dehydrated celery. I don't expect that to fully hydrate as it would if I use my Instant Pot on the pressure setting. But that's okay. This soup is going to be blended with my stick blender at the end. I also have 2 jars of white beans. One is white kidney beans and the other is white navy beans. I have my second last jar of pesto. I grew the basil on my allotment garden. I have some yellow carrots. Okay, these are heirloom carrots. I did not grow them on my allotment garden. I picked those up at the store last night. I have 1 onion, I have a leek, 3 potatoes, I have cheese, garlic, pepper. I will add salt at the end. I've not included it on the counter there. I do have Thrive Life cauliflower. Now, I haven't opened this tin yet. I actually tried to purchase cauliflower last night, and I went to the guy who was in the vegetable section of the grocery store, and I said, do you have any cauliflower? Because I couldn't find it. And he looked at me, half sarcastically, but, with a sense of humor, and he said, do you want to pay $6.99 for it? And I said no, and he smiled. So I decided to use the Thrive Life freeze-dried cauliflower pieces, okay? And I think I mentioned the cheese already. I'm going to add that in as well. So let's get started. Ordinarily, I don't peel my carrots, but this time I am. So, gives you some idea as to what these look like inside. They're green at the top, yellow throughout. I won't be peeling my potatoes though. I'm just going to slice those. There's one. Now for the other. This is a little paler, this carrot. Somehow I don't think it's as fresh as the other one. Kind of reminds me more of a parsnip, but I can assure you it is a carrot. It could be a different variety of yellow carrot, actually. When I purchased these carrots, there were all sorts of heirloom carrots together. There were some red carrots, and I think a couple of purple carrots as well. So, it does look a little different. So I guess I'm using 2 different varieties of carrot. Fantastic. I guess I could cut them a little smaller. Maybe I'll do that. So let's dump the carrots into the Instant Pot. I'm now going to chop my potatoes. I'm now going to dump my potatoes into the Instant Pot. Leeks, onions and garlic. As you see, I didn't chop up the garlic. Like I said before, I'm going to blend this with my stick blender, so everything's going in as big chunks. This is the Thrive cauliflower pieces. Put about a cup of that in. Unfortunately, I don't have any loose flowing pepper. I have to use this mill here. A bit less than 1/3 cup of celery. Again, that's my dehydrated celery. As for the pesto, I'm going to add that towards the end, only because it's still frozen. but I am going to add in some cheese. That is probably a bit more than a cup of cheese. It's a combination of different varieties of shredded cheese. Some I've shredded myself and some I've purchased shredded. You can use any cheese you want to use. Now for the rinsed navy beans and kidney beans. I'm now going to add my broths. I will probably have to open up another jar. So let's start with the turkey broth. Chicken broth, use what you have. If you have vegetable broth, you could make this vegetarian. You don't even have to add the cheese. That's all optional. Clearly, I need to add more fluid, so I'm going to do that. I will add another jar of broth, more turkey broth. And now just a bit of water. Okay, so I'm putting it on the slow cook setting. It is set for 5 hours. I will bring you back later. The soup is now done. I'm just going to give it a stir. Let's take a look. Here's a piece of Thrive freeze-dried cauliflower. So that hydrates really well. Let's give this a taste to see if we need to add any salt. I'm just tasting the broth. So that's delicious, but we do need to add salt, that's for sure. So I do have about a half a teaspoon of salt there. We'll give it a stir. I'm now going to add the pesto before I blend it up there. So I have the stick blender ready. Let's get started. I'm going to serve up some soup now. Let's give it a taste. That is really good. You could put cheese on top, but I'm not going to. It is really tasty as is. You know, I hope you give this a try. This has been another Whip It Up Wednesday Crock-Pot collaboration meal.